Hello and welcome to our Tegiwa YouTube channel. Today we're having a look at our brand new to us Honda S2000 race car, which is freshly built and it's been pulled outside for the first time. So earlier last year in 2025, Racing Honda's Championship announced a brand new S2000 Cup with the S2000R that is purpose built here. We had an S2000 sat in our car park. We bought it so we could take the roof off it. And yeah, a few weeks passed and we thought, what better thing to do than build our very own S2000 Cup car to compete in the Championship in 2026. So here it is. When we got the car, it was completely stock, but being Tegiwa, we happened to supply all the control parts that you need to build one of these. So we went into our warehouse and we laid all the parts out in our workshop so we could see what kind of tasks we was going to be dealing with. So here are all the parts that went into building our S2000 and everything that you'd need if you were building an S2000 at home too. So this is our control parts list for the S2000 Cup. As you can see, we've been and picked this all ourselves in our warehouse. There's 6 pages here of stuff, and I'm not talking 5 pages and a little bit. It's actually 6 full pages of stuff that constitute to the parts in this package. So if you're interested in purchasing this control parts package for your S2000, there's a description below, and we've got the link in to the package there. You can drop us a message if you're unsure, or go check it out at tegiwa.com. But for now, we'll get back to having a look around the car. There's obviously a lot of parts. It took around 2 months or so to build this ourselves in between other things. Let's get into the build and see what parts are on the car. So the first thing that kind of is striking about our Honda S2000 is it's got a very purposeful stance and fitment, and that's down to the Yellow Speed Racing Premium Competition Coilovers. We are the Yellow Speed Racing European distributor. We have been supplying Yellow Speed coilovers the best part of 2 decades now. The Premium Competition Coilovers, they are a track-only coilover, and we've used them. We know that we're good because the whole of the Type R trophy is on that suspension. There's various other racing Hondas in the Championship that use Yellow Speed coilovers, and we know that they're very good. So that's why they're the mandatory coilover for the S2000 Cup. Underneath you'll find other suspension upgrades such as hard race track run ends, a front anti-bump steer kit and rear toe control arms. So the mandatory wheel that has been selected are from Motegi Racing. They are MR162s and they're in this lovely bronze finish that we've gone for here. They're 17 by 8.5 ET45 and that's the same on all corners, so a square setup that we've got here. And then they're wrapped in Yokohama Advan A052s. They're 245 4017s and they are the championship tyre that's controlled. So it means you have to run them and you run them in the wet and the dry. Now, last year when we went up to Knock Hill, it was absolutely pouring it down with rain and they handled fantastically. No one was spinning off, all the cars kept it on the black stuff. It was amazing to see. And I think it's about time as well. We talked about the wrap because obviously Advan, so we've gone for an Advan inspired livery, and yeah, you can't really go wrong with a JDM inspired livery, especially when it's Yokohama. It's so renowned and iconic. Yeah, I think it looks great and we can all agree on that. So there are only 2 exterior modifications which are permitted within the championship. One of those being the Tegiwa air dam and splitter kit that you see here. Gives the front end a much more aggressive look and a little bit more downforce as well. And then moving to the rear, we've got the Tegiwa S2000 rear wing kit, which completely transforms the back of the car and gives it that race car aesthetic. By this point, you're probably wondering how much power is the car making. So let's have a look under the engine. But before we do that, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. So the engine's actually stock. There's only a couple of bolt-on things that are mandatory. So we've got a Tegiwa cold air intake over here. There's a nice big cone on the end of there. And then underneath the car, there's a Tegiwa Decat pipe, and then that makes up to a HKS Hi-Power Catback exhaust system. So it gives a really nice note, and we'll put a sound clip in of what it sounds like here. So there's a few other bits in the engine bay which you may have noticed. You may be wondering what these pipe and nozzles are, and that's for the fire extinguisher system. So inside the car, if in the event of a fire something bad happens, we can pull it, and then these nozzles here are going to fire the fire extinguisher into the engine bay. We've also got a lightweight battery, an Odyssey PC680. Yeah, one of the best really that you can get. Lightweight, yeah, it just works. And then moving forwards, we've got a Tegiwa S2000 Radiator. We sell loads of these for performance Hondas. They're a great replacement for OEM. These cars are getting on for nearly 30 years old, so even if you've got a road car and you've got the OEM Radiator, it might be worth upgrading to one of these because you want to keep temperatures in check, and this is a great cost-effective way to do that. You'd be forgiven for thinking, where's the roof or how does it fit? Well, we've actually done away with the roof. It won't be used in one this car. However, we've got a very hefty SW Motorsports roll cage. Sean Woods has kindly engineered this, and he'll be making all of the cages for the championship. You might be thinking, well, what happens if it's a wet race? You're not going to get wet through. No, chances are you aren't, because you're just going to be driving so fast that the rain's not going to get you. Maybe sat in the paddock you might, but when you're on track, you won't be. So that eliminates that. To keep us secured in position, we've got an OMP RSPT bucket seat, and then we've got a set of RRS harnesses. These are really good, FIA approved, and they're also really affordable as well. One of the best on the market. We use them in our GTH6 as well. A really good option. And then we changed the steering wheel out for this OMP wheel here. It's leather, so it's not going to get marked and damaged like a suede one might. We've also got a nice cover here, and then you can get to the gear stick. We've also got a different cover here, which mounts the stop-start button as well. The gearbox is stock. If you know Hondas, you'll know that the S2000 box is highly regarded as one of the best manual transmissions ever made. So there's absolutely no reason to change that, and it's got a diff anyway from standard. Over here we've got our fire extinguisher pull cord, and we've also got an electronic kill switch, so to turn it on we just press green, and to turn it off we press red. So that sums up our Honda S2000 Cup build that we've made right here at Tegiwa. If you are interested in building your very own S2000 Cup car or getting involved with the championship, then head over to Tegiwa.com, because you'll find the control parts package available exclusively at Tegiwa. And if you want any more information on the championship, then head over to Racing Hondas, where you'll find all the good stuff there. Thank you for watching, and if you do have your own road-going S2000 or one that you use on track, then we have an abundance of parts available at Tegiwa. For example, HKS supercharger kits, aero parts, all the genuine Honda stuff to rebuild your engine and more at Tegiwa.com. But we're off to test this now, so we'll see you later.